I certainly felt actually being Asian was a bit of an advantage at that time. They were looking for people like me to promote.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, absolutely. The one challenge I had is, I speak the way I speak. It's certainly not a cut glass Radio 4 BBC accent. And my boss actually said to me, he said, I know you sound like the people in this region, in the London region, but he said, a lot of BBC execs live in this region, and of course they speak like the Oxford and Cambridge crowd, and you're not going to get to network unless you speak like Krishnan. And, and that was just too much. That was just too much like hard work. I'd tried, and I had all elocution, and I'd sit there for 3 hours trying to record a 3-minute piece, and in the end, I just thought, this is just nuts. This is just nuts. The other thing you learn about being on screen is that you haven't really got very much power when you're on screen. People give you the script. People tell you what the running order is. I mean, you might, at your level, have the chance to influence the running order and who the guests are. Regional news, what's it about? It's about 2 minutes. That's the sort of conversation that you have. And I'd come from LWT, where I worked in current affairs, where you had half an hour to tell a story, and suddenly you've got to tell the story in 35 seconds. And it's a skill I'm glad that I learned, but I can't argue that it's very satisfying. And I'd done it for probably about a year, and the breaking point for me was one afternoon I was sat in the office and I was listening to GLR, and they were covering a demonstration down at Brixton Police Station. And I heard Lee Jasper, or one of the people, just make a, totally sort of rabble-rousing speech. And I just said to my boss, do you know what, I think it's going to kick off. I think you should get a crew down there. And he said, oh, well, I haven't really got the resources, so no thanks. And then by midnight that night, it kicked off. And who did he call? He calls me and asked me to go down there. And I couldn't, because I had to take my ex-wife and daughter to the hospital. So I said, I can't go, sorry. It took 2 minutes of invective from him. But it just really, it just dawned on me I was just in the wrong place. So I moved on.